Hello YouTubers!
Hi everybody.
We got another serious topic to talk about. And first of all, we would like to thank Erica for her wonderful comment that she's posted. And she brought up a very valid point about having a friend where she lives that's post-op SRS, and that just did not want to make that commitment of maintaining the new parts and just did not dilate accordingly. And what happened is the part grew shut.
The vaginal opening, right? Just grew shut.
Yeah, the vaginal opening will grow shut. It is
Man-made, right?
to the brain and the body, it's like an open wound because it's artificially opened. And your body will constantly try to close that wound. And that is why you gotta dilate for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I've learned a lot from Jen, although my intention was never to have the SRS and to be a non-op. I'll tell you what, it is a commitment, and when you think about it, it's kind of scary if you go through the SRS and you pay the money to have that done, and then through lack of commitment or follow through, or you just, I just can't take this anymore, it will just grow shut, you know, and you do not have that vagina anymore, and it's kind of a scary thought. So Jen thought, you know, it's really, sometimes it may seem a little tough love to come on and tell you, but sometimes it's better to know beforehand if you're up to the challenge, because a lot of girls, and I got to be honest, I assumed before, I didn't know you had to dilate for life. I thought that you would be, you know, after a certain period of time, that it would be okay, but I guess it's like pierced ears. If you don't wear earrings, it wants to grow shut.
Right.
I got a belly button ring. If you don't wear the belly button ring, it wants to grow shut. So I'm not surprised when you think about it that being sort of the brain doesn't make the connection to that being a natural sort of occurrence down there. It wants to shut that up. So it's really a lifelong commitment, and I think myself, a lot of girls get into it and it's like, OMG, you know, I'm going to be doing this for...
I've had actually a friend before I had the surgery, and she had SRS done in Florida, and she got just to the point she just didn't care for dilating and all that stuff anymore. It was a chore she hated, and hers grew shut, and she did send me pictures back in the days, and I've seen what can happen. So I was actually, because of her, very much prepared to say, I know what I'm gonna get myself into. And it is like a flashback now when Erica actually posted that she has this friend down there where she lives, up there.
South Dakota.
That just didn't want to make that commitment just because it's too much work. And here's the thing, in the first few months you have to dilate 4 times a day, and when you get up to using 1, 2, 3, and 4, all 4 dilators, you're looking at about an hour, hour and a half each session. So I considered that the first 3 months, I considered a full-time job dilating, because you spend more time laying on the bed with dilators in than anything else during the day. And
It's a chore, right? I mean,
it
it's like
is,
if you're one of those people that resisted piano lessons and all that kind of stuff because of the half hour that you had to practice a day, you better, you know, this is a world-class commitment that you're making here, and it's for life. And we got a, was that on our channel here, Jenn&rosierealitytv, we got that letter from that gal that said, thank you, thank you, thank you, because as a result of your upload and your discussions, I now realize I'm really not a good candidate for SRS. Not that we would ever try to talk anybody out of that, but she was mature enough to realize and look down the road and say, you know what, I just don't think that's in
She
the cards.
said what in her case happened is a lot of people were talking her into it, saying you either go all the way or you don't go at all. And it shouldn't be about if you are going to go all the way or not. That's not for everybody. For me, it was. And it was either I go all the way or I don't go at all.
Yeah, and I've had that experience in the TG community. If there is a sense of looking down on girls that are non-op, like, you know, didn't you get the memo, or what's wrong with you guys? But I knew, for me, 100% for sure, that it was not the right thing. And I sometimes I applaud a girl that can stand back and say, you know, I'm not going to be driven by the herd here. I'm just going to go my own way. So that letter really touched you tonight. You said, you know, I really got to talk about this.
It's really exciting to see that we were very pushy in the last video, and some people kind of felt a little bit that we were too pushy. But there's some others that fortunately really appreciated the forcefulness of the presentation that we gave in this video, because they really got the message and thought through and said, oh wow, I actually really don't want that surgery. It's all these other people trying to talk me into it, but I don't want to. And they already had surgery scheduled and they canceled the surgery out and thanked us. And that makes us feel good that we can now see that we were actually, with this forcefulness, able to really shake somebody awake and say, really analyze your situation.
I mean, there's plenty of channels that you can get feel-good talk about transgender topics, but you know, when you have somebody like Jen, it's almost 2 years out now from having SRS, with world-class experience in what she's talking about, and me, 18 years as a non-op TS. You know, sometimes we're not going to give you the feel-good sort of upload that's warm and fuzzy. Sometimes, for lack of a better word, you want to give a little slap upside the head and say, you know, hello, this may not be right for you. You know, don't drink the Kool-Aid in this thing. You've got to think for yourself on some of these topics. So yes, we were a bit forceful, and afterward we kind of looked at each other and said, you know, we could have polished that or taken edge off. But I just told Jen, that's just the way you got to, you know, for you always have to be the way you are, and you have to tell people the way it is. You're not going to sugarcoat stuff, because in the long run, you get a lot more mileage out of knowing the truth than being sold a bill of goods.
If you sugarcoat something, it turns into BS. And we're not about BS. So in this video, we're not gonna be forceful or nothing. But we would like to point out that if you're considering SRS, to really look ahead for the rest of your life and really dig deep down into your deepest.
Yeah, consider it. Don't just accept it as a given. Just understand what you're getting into. And like Jen said, look really deep into your heart of hearts and into your soul and say, is this really me? And if you can say yes, like it was easy for Jen to say, yes, I'd do that 100. If I had to do that 10 times a day, I'd do it, because as I've said before, that's where her transition train went all the way to the end, and she was not going to be happy a day in her life until she had that taken care of in the SRS. And I tell you, she's very, 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 very happy and mentally healthy with the result of that.
I'm very adamant about dilating every other day. It takes me 1 hour and 15 minutes for dilators, and I'm very adamant on keeping my schedule and making sure I get 15 minutes with each dilator in, and really stick with it. So it's a commitment, and we just really.
Yeah, sometimes it's refreshing to hear back that, you know, you made a difference in my life by just telling it like it was. So good for you.
So we want to thank the person got awakened and said, I do not want the surgery. We're happy for you. You know who you are. If you're watching this, we love you, and
Yeah, bravo.
we're applauding you for making the correct decision. And we also, once again, want to thank Erica for her awesome comment.
Erica always gives
Great
just,
influence. Great influence.
you know, it's not just great video. I mean, she'll go on 2-3 paragraphs and really tell you something is worth knowing and hearing about. I just, when I met Erica online a couple months ago, there was just an instant connection that this gal is all the genuine article and somebody worth listening to. And Jen and I both appreciate you and so many of the other girls on here. And to all of you, we really wish you a good night. Jen thought we should do this upload tonight, and I agree. I think it's important to be said that you have to look within yourself to decide what's right. So, all right. Awesome. Thanks for watching tonight. We'll see you next time. More adventures ahead.